Howdy everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Brianna Trice and today I'm going to be talking to you guys about meditation, how to prepare the mind, a little bit of things to avoid before you try to meditate, and how during meditation, there's like a point before meditation where you're concentrating before you get into a meditative state, how to do that. Let's get to it. So I feel like I'm going to go kind of in like 3 steps with this because there is kind of like a before meditation, like you plan to meditate. Maybe you're planning to set aside 5-10 minutes to meditate, and there are some things to avoid. If you do have a plan for meditation, say in the evening, then you don't want to do these things. And then I'm going to go into like while you're in your seat when you're just getting started, and then like just getting into meditation. So to prepare for meditation, like some things to avoid, like if you're planning on if you meditate regularly, but like sometimes you have trouble concentrating, or you feel like your mind is just going like it's extra rampant in your mind and you can't sit still or anything like that. Some things that contribute to this is like caffeine or any stimulants to the body. So before meditating, you kind of want to avoid taking in any more caffeine. I'm not saying cut caffeine. Like if you drink like coffee or tea in the morning, it'll be harder for you to meditate in the morning after coffee unless you meditate like before you drink a cup of coffee, and then later in the day, just let the caffeine kind of come out of your body, and then maybe meditate before bed or something like that. So avoiding alcohol, smoking, anything that just stimulates the mind, stimulates the body, caffeine, that can contribute to the overactive, like just your overactive thoughts, the monkey mind. And like I said, so if you have a plan for meditation, it is kind of hard to meditate right after you eat also, because you're probably full or whatever, and your digestive tract is like active, and so when you have, just kind of an active working body, your mind, it tends to go up to your brain. So like when you're trying to meditate and you're full and you're bloated, sitting might not be like the most comfortable thing, like if you're sitting crisscross or whatever. But like if you eat dinner, say at like 6, I'd probably wait like 2 hours before you like meditate. Give your body some time to like process the food. And yeah, I mean that's pretty like basic and simple. And then I think another thing before meditation, I think, is people expect so much to happen out of meditation like at once. Like people are like, oh, I'm gonna get all this insight and all of these downloads and codes and learn the secret to the universe. And like, I mean, not saying that obviously doesn't happen. That is how most of the Eastern like practices and writings kind of came through, but it's not every time. Like not every time you'll be even in a perfectly relaxed state, or not every time you'll feel or get something or feel light and great. Just try not to expect so much going into meditation. Just like, I know sometimes people like meditate with intentions, or like they're meditating on something, but in terms of like spiritual connection, growth, going inward, you don't want to expect something and then kind of be like, why isn't this happening? Like, meditation doesn't work, So just go into meditation just with an open mind, open heart, ready body, and yeah, like you won't be set up for this like high expectation for maybe nothing to happen, whatever that may be, and like you're just disappointed and you say meditation doesn't work. Yeah, just don't expect too much. So those are some of the reasons why you might be having a hard time meditating in the first place, because I feel like meditation seems kind of intimidating for a lot of people, especially beginning. Like people think you just sit down and your mind's supposed to just shut off, and like that is not at all like the goal or well, it's not, I mean, it's the kind of the goal, but like it's not going to be instant. It takes practice doing it on the regular, starting off small, doing it for 5 minutes, and then 10 minutes, and then 15, like just letting it grow. You just let it unfold naturally, you know? Don't put so much pressure on the practice. And prep for meditation to maybe help get yourself into the most grounded, like centered and easeful, like just state of being, like, you know, after a work day or after some sort of stressful event, like if you want to just sit and meditate and be in stillness. Some things that I like to do, I like to shower to kind of, you know, clean my body, wash away whatever energy might be stuck to me from the day. And after I take showers, I'll make tea. Herbal tea is, you know, calming, lavender, chamomile, turmeric, kava, hibiscus, like just any herbal tea that helps to like just chill you out. You're like feeling good, you know, got a good cup of tea. And if you don't drink tea, you know, just stay hydrated, drink water. You never fail. You can never fail there, drinking water. And then it's also important to get in comfortable clothes, you know, like, and like, this isn't talked about often, but if you're not in clothes that are comfortable, like at the ashram where I got my training from in here in Virginia, Yogaville, they recommend, you know, loose-fitting clothes when you're doing any sort of practice, because sometimes, like, tight-fitting clothes, like, it shifts in your body, and then you're kind of focused on whatever your clothing is doing, and anything that takes you out of the meditation practice, or even during yoga poses, like, if you're having to focus on something else outside of the breath and the body, then it can just disrupt your flow, disrupt the easeful and peaceful feeling that you want. So I kind of just recommend getting into some clothing, and I'm sure meditation, you're just sitting still. So I mean, if you're wearing a tight shirt, like, as long as it's comfortable and you don't find yourself making adjustments like every 20 seconds, then whatever's fine. You just want to have as much focus going inward as you can possible. That is the goal, preparing for meditation. And now, say you've done all these things and you're ready to go, and you sit and you're just like, now what? So a lot of people think that when you sit and meditate, you're just ready to like go, boom, go inward, dive deep, or go expand like ASAP. But it's kind of a process, and like I said, it's a process and a practice. So the beginning of trying to get to a meditative state, you actually want to start with a point of concentration. And your point of concentration can be anything from a mantra to an affirmation to an image, a person, the deity, guru, like whatever, like symbol of peace, love, harmony, anything that uplifts you can, you know, have that in your mind. And the point of that is to have something you can return your awareness to when you feel or like you witness your thoughts wandering, and you see that you're maybe getting attached to the thoughts that's taking you out of being present in your body. And so then, you know, when your thoughts wander, you just go back to the image, mantra, affirmation, whatever it is. It can be anything. And you do that, and there's like numbers I have in my notes that I learned from the program, but I think it's something like 2 minutes and 12 seconds or 2 minutes and 24 seconds of pure concentration will actually get you into a meditative state. And that doesn't sound like long, but it's like just the practice alone of returning your mind to a point of concentration is kind of a whole nother like meditation practice in and of itself. That's just concentration. And that takes time too. Like all these things that I'm talking about is a daily practice. You're not going to sit down, watch this video, and even be perfect from the get-go. You'll just, the very fact that you can become aware that your mind is wandering, you've already like kind of gotten past the ego, gotten past the limitations. You're just like, oh, hey, like you become the observer. So you observe. What you want to do is, you know, have that point of concentration, but if a thought comes, you just observe it like a cloud passing through the sky, like, just like, oh, it's there, and let it go, and try your best not to identify with your thoughts. You become a witness to the thoughts. So you'll have a period where your meditation practice might just be you trying to pull your thoughts to your point of concentration, like for a while. Like there's no time limit. There's no like it takes months, days, years, hours, whatever. Like it's just a practice, and you'll do this, and eventually you'll get to a point where like the point of concentration you choose. And they also say not, like the Swami is at the ashram, they say not to change your point of concentration too much, because then that can get distracting. So like really having one solid point of concentration will help you get to that meditative state. And then once you get to the meditative state and you start to feel, what happens is like pratyahara is kind of the stage before concentration, which is I think it's dhyana. I keep switching dhyana and dharana in the 8 limbs, but pratyahara sense withdrawal. So like, you ignore the smells, the sounds, and like the sensations around you that cause your mind to get distracted. So once you get into this meditative state, your last kind of withdrawal is kind of from the body, but like you still, like, you want to be in your comfortable posture. If you feel yourself slump or like that, you want to just like check the posture. But yeah, you come into the body and maybe you do get some insight, you get some lessons, or like whatever crazy like breakthrough that comes to your mind during meditation, and you want to write it down. Where it's actually recommended that you don't do that. Don't stop to write. Don't pull yourself out of meditation to write down these insights. Keep meditating. Like, you gotta, like, keep going, because you'll get more, and if it's really impactful, you'll remember it. But you don't want to just be like, I got an insight, that's it, like, I'm done meditating. Like, meditation is deeper than that. Like, you just want to keep going inward to expand with consciousness. So, yep. I hope that you got something out of this video. I hope it made sense. And if you're interested in starting a meditation practice, I would just say like 1 week or 1 or 2 weeks, start just 5 minutes every day. 5 minutes of just sitting, paying attention to your thoughts, becoming a witness to the breath, the thoughts, the body, finding your point of concentration, and then maybe another 2 weeks later, go for 10 minutes and just let it unfold naturally. Don't try to force it, otherwise you're actually putting too much into the practice and you won't be able to get into that meditative state to eventually, maybe in this lifetime, maybe your next lifetime, to reach samadhi, enlightenment. So, yep. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and let me know how this works for you. I hope these tips help, and I hope you guys have a beautiful rest of your day, and I will see you in my next video. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.